He's rolling. Push.
It's not rotten. Yeah, just keep him up. Breathing.
What do you do?
I'm going to give him a little bit of bitorphenol, just a little bit. What the bitorphenol does is, what bitorphenol is, it's a partial agonist antagonist, and then I just fill it up with dopram. So it's going to help the breathing, but it stimulates the
Guys, if he falls onto this side, that one lung's going to fill up, and then we're going to roll him, and the other lung's going to fill up, and then we're going to lose him.
Yeah, no, he'll be fine. He's resting his head against here. You can see how nice big his blood vessel is up there. In. You can see it fills up nicely with blood. So his breathing will go up nicely now.
But is he upright enough to keep that both lungs free?
100%. It's actually 100%. He's lying on the leg. I don't want him to lie on, but let's get everybody involved if we can. Because once we flip him, we're going to have to move him a little bit to the light up here. Okay, let me just get my car.
Eka, how many breaths are you getting?
So far we're on 8.
Okay. Crikey's is heavy, eh? And tuck it under.
Use that one.
I don't know. He's using a lot of leverage there.
Yeah, obviously when all my stuff is close by. I'm just going to give him quickly a little bit of the bitorphenol so we can get his breathing as close to normal as I can. But he's actually breathing quite fine. His condition is actually not that bad, eh? No. But that...
Tell me when you're ready.
And you talk to me, let my face out.
Okay.
Derek, knowing this now, in hindsight, would you have got involved in rhino breathing?
Honestly, more so. Yeah, I knew the risks. I knew that I was putting my family's financial future at stake. But I mean, I don't know how you see this and not want to help. So yeah, I'd still get involved. I mean, I was concerned when he got injured. It was very shortly after I took over the farm, and to find out that such a big, beautiful bull is in such trouble, yeah, it's a concern. You feel like, what am I doing wrong? And obviously you worry about the financial implications. You just bought him 2-3 days before, and now he's looking like he's on his way out. But you have to accept that that's going to happen, and you have to hope that you can sort things out for the best when it does. Maybe we'll save him, please God. But honestly, looking at him, yeah, I'd double down if I had to stay involved. Yeah.
Can't do anything about it.
Do we need to tuck that back leg in, or will he move it?
Look, the easiest is going to be, I just want to quickly look at my head, Derek, where we are and how we're situated. Because Vis is keeping his head up. Gaan jy luister vir my? Gaan jy opstaan, sien?
Okay, boy.
I wonder if we're going to be able to move him actually.
So, and if you could start with it, please, because the audience won't hear my question.
Okay.
So, when people say that rural people, African people, there's no direct benefit to wildlife for them, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, when people say there's no benefit for the folks who live around here, to having the wildlife here, I think they're ignoring the entire ecosystem that this kind of project creates. So we've got the folks who work directly on the farm. We've got people who participate in feeding the animals, who participate in fixing the fences. We've got those who manage the paperwork. There's a whole host of activities that need to get done here on the farm. We have security, and with rhino, of course, that's the bulk of the expenditure. And we've got, I don't want to say on camera how many people we have doing security, but let's just say that it's many times more than the number of people who do the farm work. And then around us, of course, there's a whole economic infrastructure that supports that. So the restaurants, the people who produce the hay and the lucerne and the grain and the mixtures of those that we feed to the animals, the people who come in to fix our boreholes and make sure that our pumps are running properly, the guys who come to erect the boma systems of fences so that we can segment the animals and move them around and feed them in safety and keep them secure in the evenings. All of those activities, the vets, every one of those draws a revenue stream from the enterprise, and then they go out and they eat at restaurants, they pay for doctors, they go see movies, so there's further economic activity that flows from that. I'm not an economist and I can't really calculate the end result, but the bottom line is, I wouldn't hesitate for a moment to suggest that this farm alone creates jobs and employment and financial security for north of 100 people by the time you're done cascading that through the system. And certainly that's obvious and apparent to those who have a direct economic interaction with the farm, those who work here, those who supply to here. It may be less apparent to those who provide support to those individuals further down the stream. But to deny the economic impact of an operation of this size would be foolish, I think. And anybody who comes to visit would see the number of people involved and would understand intuitively the economic impact that this operation has on this area in general. And that's ignoring the fact that we're now going to try to introduce ecotourism to the equation. And of course that creates more jobs for people who are in the hospitality part of the business, and then for those that they spend their money employing, the people who will feed them and provide them with housing and whatnot. So the direct economic benefit to the communities around here is clear as day, and it's not dependent upon who owns the animal or who owns the farm. It's the presence of economic activity that creates the economic environment that allows a lot of people to thrive. And that's a wonderful part of why we're involved in this. Although at the end of the day, for me personally, of course, it's the animals. Boy, that looks terrible. Look how swollen that is relative to the other leg.
Unbelievable.
Look at his right leg shake.
He was trying to run.
You want specialized vets because an animal this size, when another animal breaks his leg, it's a real challenge to its survival. So you need the best vets you can have. Those vets take training. They cost. Even when they donate their time to get them out here, to put them up, give them a place to stay, to pay for the vehicle that brought them out here, to pay again for the medications. Those things have a cost. We have to pay for it somehow. People are going to think they're hacking at him.
You can use all of it. So at the end of the day, it always gets down, unfortunately in conservation, about the money.
Somebody's got to pay the bills. And the vet's out here, he's got to feed his family. He's got to pay for the medications he's using. We've got all these guys out here. They have to feed their families. The land has a cost. The feed we put out for him because he can't feed himself right now, that's got a cost. The petrol to keep it all running. I mean, these are real hard costs, and the number of options for ways to fund that are really limited. And at the moment, it boils down to who made enough money somewhere else and is willing to throw it into this. But then the question is, how long can you sustain that? Everyone I know who's in Rhino made their money doing something else and came to it because they loved the animals and wanted to help. But there's, the math is the math. You keep investing, and at some point you run out. And it's just a question. I knew that going in. I've got my calculations. I know how many years, months we can operate under this set of assumptions, that set of assumptions. But the bottom line is you're always running down to zero unless there's a source of income. We don't get government funding. We don't, when people donate to the World Wildlife Fund or other well-intentioned conservation groups, we don't get any of that. So we have to find ways to pay the bills. And at this point, it's all just, what did I make somewhere else? How long can that keep us going? But that's not sustainable. And if you want people to get involved in this, it's the same in every endeavor of human activity, or every area of human activity. If you want people to get involved, you have to give them a reason to get involved. Love for the animals gets a few of us involved, but not enough. If you want people to rush into conservation of rhino, there's got to be an upside, at least a sustainability model. We don't have that yet. And you see that in the numbers of people who will keep rhino, and it's diminishing. So it goes from 500 in this country who will maintain rhino on private land to 400 to 300 to 200. And where do we go from here? I don't know.
Let's sort that out. Maggots are good and bad.
Eating the necrotic flesh.
Yeah. So first is that side. But lang on the bottom is now only strong.
What does it? If it changes, let us know.
Just pressure sores, because obviously there's more of a recumbent animal than a normal healthy one. The leg where he's trying to rest. But other people are not looking. I needed the hands to come and roll him.
Kom maar nie.
Ja, hulle kyk jy as ek loer op is. Dan moet hulle moet bly.
So let him down.
Yeah, let him down. He goes down, let his head go past there.
Should we chop this out?
If we can, het ons die banga is op.
Ek het 'n pang agter by my bakkie.
Wish I could get them to stop talking, but it's unlikely. Kyle, I'm recording sound.
Tika?
Ja?
Kom hier zo. Sê vir een van hulle met die asemhaling van dop asseblief. Een wat
I see. There we go. Come closer to me.
Yeah.
Come closer to me. Come closer. Wipe the shit off these flies that keep sitting on my face, please. God, focus. Fuck it, please, man. Please help me here on my face, man. Please, on my face, man. On my face.
He goes into the dam, and then in the dam he obviously this is now me with the grinder.
So, on my left side of my face. On my cheek. On the left side of my face. Right side of my face. Somehow use this. Yeah, right, yeah. Is this level, Carl?
No, it isn't.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
on my face. Please, God, my face. Please, stand there. Stand there, then you can see when they've landed on my face, on my nose. Christ, Jesus.